Hello, 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 everyone. Look, I'm almost on time. I'm getting better. I am getting better. Oh, y'all, I've had a kind of exciting weekend. It's been kind of a little crazy. How y'all doing? Hey, Mrs. C. Hey, Mrs. Grace Case there, and who else was in here? I saw other people. Hey, April, and hey, Christola. How you doing? Oh, yeah. So it has been a fun night. Yeah, it's been not even like the whole weekend. It's been like kind of weird, kind of crazy, kind of exciting. Definitely kind of drama filled. Oh no, am I buffering? Oh no. Okay, can y'all hear me? Okay, cool, 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 cool. So where to begin? And it is. I guess let's start at the beginning of the weekend. Okay, let's start with Friday. So I didn't know if my kiddos were coming Friday until they got here, kind of thing. And that's just slightly, like just make a phone call, just a call. So my kiddos get here, and I'm happy to see them because I haven't seen them in 2 weeks, right? But I'm like, oh man, kids are here, and I don't have snackies. That's not a good thing. So I hurry up and I put in an express Walmart order, right? Now y'all should have known this had to do with Walmart, right? So um I put in the Walmart order. Yeah, we're getting some storms here too, so if I get a little wonky, I'm sorry about that. I put in my Walmart order, and I got a couple of gallons of milk because these kids, man, they will go through milk like it's apple juice, okay? And they'll go through apple juice like it's water. So, and they go through water like it's I don't know. So, um, I put in my Walmart Express order for some milk and some snacks and some cereal and all the things that kids want: crackers, chips, Lunchables, yogurt, snacks. Hey, Juju. And they had three spots open, and they were the 8 to 9, or no, the 7 to 8, the 8 to 9, and the 9 to 10 slot. And every time I've used one of those three slots, my stuff gets canceled. So I'm like, oh no, 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 no. So we're going to pay the extra $10 and get that express little 2-hour delivery window, right? Yes, Cristola, you can, I believe, use a toner wet. Um, I don't know if it will take very well, but I do believe you can do it wet. Otherwise, salons would have to like wait forever to blow dry your hair, and yeah. But I do believe you can use it wet. Okay, so back to Walmart. um, so I did the express $10 two hour delivery window on that, right? And I used a $10 code because they gave me like 10 of them during the whole storm situation. So I'm like, I've got all these codes, I might as well use them. So I'm like, okay, we'll get it in 2 hours. And this is like after 3. My order was supposed to get here at like 6. So I'm like, okay, cool. We can do this. We got this. And my delivery time comes up and it passes, and I'm like, okay, I haven't gotten any notifications. What's going on? Is there something wrong with the system? So I go into chat and I'm chatting with the guy, the customer service rep for Walmart. And he tells me because it missed the 2-hour window mark, they just automatically cancel it. But he's going to put my order back in and put a rush on it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, as I'm chatting with him, the store actually calls me and says, "Hey, the driver just brought your stuff back because he said you canceled your order." I'm like, "I didn't cancel my order." "No, the Walmart customer service rep canceled my order after it had been picked up by a driver and saw that it was on its way." I don't, I was like, I don't even, no, I was like, what is going on? So I told her, I was like, "Yes, I absolutely want my order, please," because she's like, "I have the ability here to say you still want your order." And she goes, "I can do that." And I was like, please do." And I said, I told the guy I was chatting, I was like, "Whatever you're doing, stop doing it." It was like, because I'm talking to the store, they're fixing my order. And he goes, "Okay, well, I'm going to give you a $10 refund." I'm like, "Cool, you can do that, but I don't want you to do anything else." And guess what? 15 minutes later, I get a little call from the thing, a little text notification saying my order's on the way. And like 5 minutes after that, my order shows up. And I'm like, "Holy hell, what just happened with Walmart?" So apparently, when I was talking to the woman on the phone, this is what she had told me. When we contact 1-800 Walmart or the chat reps, they actually have a direct line to them at the store that they can call. We don't have that option, but they do, to find out about an order. And they don't want to call the stores, so they just either cancel them or expedite them or try to do whatever. But most of the time, they just cancel them to get us to reorder them. And I'm like, "That's not cool." And she goes, "Yeah, it's messing stuff up for us because they're supposed to call us first and find out what happened. And they're not doing that." And I'm like, "Okay." I was like, because I tried to call the store, and she goes, "Yeah, no one ever answers the direct store line, but the customer service reps do have a direct line to us that they're supposed to utilize." And she goes, "As of January 6th, changes are supposed to be made that we have to call everyone who cancels their order to make sure that they really want their order canceled." So I'm like, I'm hoping this pans out. I'm hoping that this is actually something that's going to happen with Walmart, and that they're gonna do that, because I that's a lot of wasted work, man hours, orders that are getting pulled for no reason, orders that are getting sent out, and then like what happened with mine. The guy was on his way to my house and then had to turn around and take the order back because it was canceled. That's a lot of waste going on there for that. So we shall see. We will see what goes on with Walmart. And um yeah, like Juju, you said you don't know how we can do same day orders. Um Honestly, it's hit and miss. During the holiday season, I sometimes had to get 2 and 3 days out with the orders. And if I really need something same day, then I have to pay that extra $10 to get it. Otherwise, I might get lucky and they still have slots open, but it's not always possible that I get it same day. Sometimes I get lucky. And it seems like it's gotten easier now to get orders because they've reopened the other Walmart in our area. When the Walmart burnt down in Peachtree City, all of the orders from that store were diverted to the store that would get my orders. So they were really overloaded. Um, but it's crazy how many Walmarts we have in this area too. Um, Within like a 20-minute drive, like in a radius of a 20 minutes in any direction, you can hit at least 5 or 6 Walmarts. So it's really there's really a lot more Walmarts than you need. because when I lived in Indiana, okay, like in this area, there's like 5 or 6 Walmarts around me. When I lived in Indiana, we had one. And then the next closest Walmart was in from Hammond to Maryville. And actually our closest Walmart before they even put one in Hammond was in Cherville. So and they were not short drives. They were like it was like 30 minutes to Cherville, 30 minutes to Maryville. So I've lived in a lot of places with Ville in the name. That is very weird. Um so that happened. I was like, man, I was mind blown because Walmart just actually handled their stuff, and I was like, whoa, that's not what Walmart doesn't do that. Like usually they just here take free stuff, be happy. But then I had to do a return, and oh, that was not fun. So their return situation has changed too. Now, if you have something that is damaged or they gave you the wrong substitution, and you don't want it anymore, you have to take it back to the store. And if you're getting delivery, then that usually means you don't have a way to get to the store. Okay, not always. In my case right now, I don't have a car. I don't have a way to get there. I was like, you're gonna have to send me like a code or something or a shipping label so I can ship this back to you because I can't get there. I'm like, no, because you got 5 days to return it once they start the return. And I was like, so I got back in the chat and I'm like, look, I ordered children's 1 milligram melatonin and you sent me adult 10 milligram melatonin. I was like, I can't give a baby a 10 milligram melatonin. They'll sleep for like 2 days. Like what's going on? So, obviously I did not need the 10 milligram melatonin. So return that. That's got to go back. And then I got a bag of Fruity Pebbles, right, for the kids, because I can't eat that Fruity Pebbles stuff anymore. Stuff is too sweet. It had a hole in the bag, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, this is damaged, and no. So, um, I I did. I started with the return, and they're like, okay, you need to return this. So I got on the chat. And I was like, look, they were supposed to substitute 1 milligram. I get 10 milligram. You know, this is just not cool. I can't bring it back. We're gonna have to figure something out here. And he was like, you know what? In your situation, just keep those items, donate them, whatever. I'll go ahead and process your refund. Refund process. Yay. But now it's like, man, that sucks. So I'm gonna have to really watch on that thing about the substitutions and stuff. Hang on 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna mute you for a second because I got someone making some clanging noises. All right, I'm almost done. Be right back. Okay, but yeah, I was surprised with Walmart. Walmart, really not happy about the return thing, but I am going to start trying to shop around though, because I have had too many problems with Walmart. And um, we have Publix, we have Kroger, we have Aldi around here. We do have a Whole Foods. I think we have a Whole Foods. But that's like way too far away. Um, okay, let me check up in chat here. Hey, Teresa. But yeah, so shopping around is something I'm gonna have to start doing anyway. Um, yeah, Whole Foods does equal whole paycheck. So does Publix. Publix can equal $100 real quick if you do not watch what you're doing. Um, so again, that's how my Friday started off, and the kids were actually in a good mood. We had a good weekend, everything was great. And then um they got picked up on time. It was, we were doing good. We were having a good time. And then Sunday morning rolled around. Then that's when the drama started. Oh boy, y'all. So the cameras, my cameras were not on and recording. I don't know why. I have to figure out what we did wrong there. And I may have to send those back and get different ones because I haven't really like checked them. I knew they were working initially when we put the two up. Um, but I'm gonna have to figure out those outdoorsy cameras again. But my neighbors across the street from us had their cars broken into, and it happened at about 3 in the morning. I guess they did it between the time just before the kids left, because the kids left at about 4:15, 4:30, and we didn't see anything out of sorts when we were going out. Um, but so the neighbors got a notification that someone was trying to send money to Cash App from their bank card and their credit card. Apparently, the two were linked. Like the credit card was at the same bank, and the bank noticed some weird activity, so they contacted the my neighbors. And then she went out to check for her wallet because she couldn't find it in the house. She thought she might have left it in the car, and she did. And they found her wallet behind the neighbor beside me's house. And our houses, my house kind of goes a little further back than the neighbor beside me's house. So it's kind of catty cornered, at the back. So it was like kind of behind his house, but part of what they found was in my yard too. And they found her husband's laptop. And apparently, what happened was she left the bag in the car and didn't hit the locks. And she like, I got home, I was tired. I just didn't grab the bag. I didn't know what I was thinking. I was rushing. It happens. It's happened to everyone, here or there or sometime or another. And I think even if she hadn't forgotten to lock the car, they probably would have busted the window anyway. Um so they found the laptop. I guess they dropped the laptop after they were behind the houses going through the wallet, and they couldn't get any of the Cash App stuff to work, which was where they just got themselves caught. Because apparently they didn't use like a bogusy named one or whatever. It was hooked to a phone number and a email address, and yeah. And it turns out that we know who it is. And it's, the cops had the person's name before I even was told who it was. But when we found out who it was, we were able to tell them, hey, the person lives around here. So, yeah. And it's kind of, we found out a lot of stuff about some of our neighbors this weekend. It was very interesting. So, and apparently they did find fingerprints on the car and on the wallet and on the laptop. And so, and I know that if both of them were involved, I know both have had their fingerprints taken before. So it's not going to be too hard in the next day or so for them to match up those fingerprints and them to get got. So, yes, do not leave anything of value. And I'd like to say it was kids in the hood, but it's not exactly kids. They're more like between the ages of 16 and 22. I don't know how the youngest one will be dealt with, but if the older one probably will be treated like an adult. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. But luckily, she didn't have any cash in her wallet, so she didn't lose any money. And they were not able to uh actually transfer money from her card to the Cash App. So luckily they didn't lose anything. I don't know if the laptop had any damage to it or not, but even if they had gotten it, they wouldn't have been able to get into it because it had passwords on it. So I think that's probably why they just ditched that, because they knew they couldn't get into it. If you can't get into it, you can't pawn it. And even if you do pawn it, it's got serial numbers. And in Georgia, the way it works, if you're going to pawn something, you have to have an ID, and then they have to, they can't sell it for like 72 hours, and they have to actually report everything that has been taken in to the police department. It's a thing. Pawning stuff in Georgia sucks. Hang on one second, y'all. Hit the wrong button. Hang on one second, y'all. Yeah, so I was really, really surprised that, it's like, why would you even try to do what you did, though? It's like, and the thing is I'm pretty sure, okay, the way everything works in our community now, if you're arrested, pretty much they're going to boot you out. There's like zero tolerance for it. And so considering these kids had already jumped another kid off of a bus, getting off the bus one day when they were still in school a few years back, and there's already been other issues with vandalism going on. I know the manager for my community has already told the mom, this is it. This is your last chance. They act up one more time, one more incident, and you are done. And I know she'll do it because I've seen her do it to other people, where their kids, like, there was an incident where a kid took a machete and threw it at another person's porch, and they evicted the whole family. Like, they were like, they got to go. So, all right. Oh man, I have lost my Aldi quarter. My kids steal my Aldi quarter all the time. I am very upset about that. It's like, if you need a quarter, like just leave one. That's all you got to do. Leave my one Aldi quarter. Because it is a pain in the butt to have to take a key off the key ring and shove it in the Aldi cart to be able to use a card if you don't have a quarter. I mean, or if you don't have 2 dimes and a nickel to get a quarter. But, you can just shove your key in there. Like your house key, that works too. But exactly, right? It's like, and then like sometimes I have to remember when I've done the key thing to tell them so like they'll use my cart instead of the quarter cart. I'm like, I can't. I gotta have that to get home. Like I need my key. Like you can't keep my key. Okay, I'm gonna go check up chat real quick. Go up and read the chat from the last time. Okay. Yes, I would love a garage at my next house. That would be awesome. Or, somewhere where I don't have any neighbors or just live in my vehicle, that would be great too. I say vehicle, I mean RV. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, um, oh yeah, they're totally probably gonna get asked to leave the hood. It's time to go. You're out. And it's kind of crazy because since the incident with the BB guns and everyone getting their back windows blown out, we haven't had any problems with anything getting broken into. But we definitely had it. Oh man, that was kind of like we had like 9 cop cars on the street. They were like walking all through the yards this morning. It was kind of like, what the heck is going on? Okay, let's see what Cristola had said. I don't have any money, but let me tell you all a little story. Gotten. Oh no. Oh no, Cristola. Oh no. See, I have tried to put money in my bra, but I was so afraid I would lose it. Like I'm like, plus I don't want anyone to see me like digging in my bra. Like I am so self-aware of that. I'm like, does anyone really want to touch my boobs? Come on. But and then like okay, so when when I get paid for watching the kiddos, we're gonna say my boss, okay? When I get paid for watching the kiddos when they're here for like 2 and 3 nights at a time, I have to remember not to think about when she's paying me cash where that cash actually went. It's like I've got some sanitizer and I'm like spritz spritz. I was like, please don't pay me in all ones. I was like, not ones, please bigger bills. She's only paid me in like all ones like a couple of times, and I'm like, if you give me like a couple $100 in ones again, we're gonna have a problem. Cause no, no. Oh, and you know what else is weird? When people put their money in their shoe. I'm like, oh, please God, don't do that. I was like, don't put your money in your shoe. I was like, I get if like you're traveling like on a plane or something. Yeah, put your money somewhere like super close to your body. But don't just be walking around all day with like your money in your shoe. Cause ooh, no. Oh, sorry, I missed Crystal about the quarter and the yeah, sorry guys. You know what? I actually do remember the shoes with the little zipper on it with the pocket. Oh man. It's like, look, I got pockets everywhere. My youngest kiddo has a fascination with pockets. Like the more pockets, the better. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining the chat. Oh, Aldi, Crystal, Aldi is like do you have a Save a Lot near you? Kind of like an IGA, if you have one of those. Oh, I had a great Christmas and New Year. How about you? Talking about and let's see, what else had happened this weekend? Something else had happened. Something else has gone down. Oh, so today, we had the drama this morning, right? And it's still storming, and I was like, man, I shouldn't even try to live stream because the weather is going to be crappy. But I'm gonna do it. Normally I'd reschedule, but I was like, okay, I'll try to do the live stream thing. If it gets too bad, I can always end it early. But so I checked the weather, and it said it wasn't, if it was going to rain, it was going to do it overnight. And I'm like, kick ass. I was like, here we go. I can grill finally for the first time in weeks. So I gotten the charcoal ready, got the grill loaded up, went and got steaks. Got some New York strip steaks, got one of those big tomahawk steaks that I was going to cook, and I'm like ready to go. And me and Brian go outside to load up the grill, and all of a sudden we start feeling drops of rain. And I'm like, oh no. I was like, well, let's try to get the grill started, because if I can get the grill started, I can still cook them. Even if it rains, I'll stand out here with the umbrella. And Brian's kind of got a look on his face, and I'm like, what? What's that look? And like, um, so I'm like, well, let's just get it started, okay? And he's like, oh, okay. And it starts getting a little worse, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm out here trying to get the fire started. I was like, do me a favor, go ahead and go get the umbrella and go get me a hoodie, and I'll be prepared for it. And It's like, well, see, there might be a problem with that. I'm like, what do you mean? And it's like we might not have an umbrella, and I'm like, what? He's like, I might have left the umbrellas in the car, and I'm like, why? And he's like, because they were bent, and I was like, no. I was like, no. After some looking, we have found we do have an umbrella in the house. It too is bent, but at least we have another umbrella. But then it started sideways raining, and I couldn't get the fire to stay lit. And I was like, you know what? Screw this. We're eating baked potatoes and salad. That's dinner. So, yeah, that's what we did. I'm saving the steaks for my birthday. So, I am glad that you had a good holiday. I'm glad everyone had a good holiday for the most part this year. It's very nice that we all, didn't have chaotic holidays. So for once, at least I know I didn't. I hope everyone else didn't either. But oh, so it's not completely broken. It's just like one of the side where you open it is kind of bent down a little, but it's not like non-functional broken. But I will be ordering at least 2 or 3 new umbrellas this week, and yes, we will have new umbrellas. Or I will actually be going to Harbor Freight because they have those big long umbrellas for like $5 all the time. I love those things. And the last one I got didn't bend, but the other 3 that I got, those bent. And then my sister took my good umbrella, so I was very happy about that. Unhappy about that. I mean, oh. But yeah, so fun stuff. Anari, do not bark. Hang on 1 second, y'all. My dog is about to go crazy. All right, I'm back. My doggo was like heard something outside and was about to go barkity bark a lot. Yes, you were. Come on, girl. Come on. What? What, little doggy? Come on, Anari. Come on, pup. Come on. You know you want to get up here. No? Oh, man, I need to get pictures of her smiling. I'm in the pocket. Whose money are we taking? Oh, Teresa's got us in her pocket. Y'all leave Teresa's stuff alone. Oh. Cristola, where are you? You've got to be like in a state close to me, like in the vicinity of Georgia. Okay. Yeah. I was like, all those stores sound really familiar. So I knew you had to be like close. Man, we finally got a Roses in Georgia again. And I was like, whoa, that's like a blast from the past. Roll Tide. Yeah, those Auburn, Alabama games, man. Those are some like hardcore like that those games break families apart, y'all. Me and my sister fought for years over that. She was a big Auburn fan, I was an Alabama fan. It just, throws were taken, you know, swings at each other, It was for a while I was an Auburn fan only because they had a kicker with no leg. Like, tell me how that happens. He had a prosthetic leg, but he could kick with it. So I was very impressed with that because back in the late 80s, that wasn't something you would have found that most colleges would have, you know. Oh. Yeah, yeah. It's like you gotta pick a side. You gotta be a fan of one. And it's like everyone's gonna ask, is it Auburn? Is it Alabama? Which one are you? Because I gotta know, or we're gonna fight. It's like, come on already. It's, one time someone asked me, and I was like, Georgia Tech. Oh yeah, man. I wish we had Meyer around here. Man, I prefer Meyer over Walmart any day of the week. Oh shit, Georgia Tech. Gotta love them yellow jackets. Yeah, in Georgia, even in Georgia with like GSU and Georgia Tech, it's like, it's not that big of a thing. Like, it's nothing like the whole Auburn Alabama rivalry thing going on. I'm like, that's some brutal stuff. And my family, man, half of them like won't speak to the other half during football season. It's just, and then okay, so then let's go over to West Texas where my dad's side of the family lives, right? And their big thing isn't the college ball. Oh no, no. Not the college ball. It's the high school football. And Permian High in Odessa is where like half of my cousins went to high school that I don't even know. Okay, I've talked about this before how, my dad was the middle of 13, had six older than, yeah, six older, six younger. He's the middle. But yeah, so when him and my aunt and uncles all had kids, and then their kids had kids, all of them went to Odessa, and and the football there is a huge thing. I mean, obviously they made a movie about it in a series and everything else. I am gonna bubble real quick. Hang on. I'm gonna mute you so you don't hear my bubbles. Okay, so there I was talking and forgot to unmute myself. So yeah, the only sports that my kids surprisingly had any interest in playing was my youngest wanted to play soccer, and unfortunately they could never pass the physical to play because of the fact they you know fell down and would break a bone, so no doctor was going to sign off on them playing, and you can't get through the physical, and yeah. Not right out of the carton. That's blasphemy. But yeah, luckily my kids were like none of them were interested in sports, which I was very glad about. I was sad that my one kiddo could not play soccer. They really wanted to play soccer. And you know, but yeah. Yeah, see my kids though, I'm like, look, this is a community of people in this household. We all share this milk. I was like, if you want it to be personally yours, go put it in your mini fridge in your room. There you go. Problem solved. Don't put it in the big fridge. Put it in your little fridge. There you go. Then you can do whatever you want with it. But if it's in the big fridge and I see you drinking out of it, I'm not going to be happy. Not at all. The only person that gets big fridge is mom and dad, and we put our names on it. So if it's got our names on it, don't touch it. And man, the kids have killed like a box of taquitos in like 2 days. Yeah, like if I was living alone, then it wouldn't matter because like I'm the only one, and if you're gonna have people coming over, so the shop for that. So yeah, I would totally be like, yeah, I'm not putting anything, I'm not dividing stuff. It's just gonna be the way it is. uh, yeah, I'm the kind of person that buys like the big packets of meat and then like breaks them down. Yeah, so I used to buy the big containers of the yogurt, and then everyone could just get yogurt out of there. But alas, kids are kids and they make messes, so we just started going with individually packaged yogurts. It's just easier that way. I don't end up with as much yogurt on my floor. Yeah, but it looks like my time with kids is winding down. Pretty soon, there's not going to be that many kids around. Kind of sad about it, but at the same time, it's going to be nice to just be able to go and do something whenever I want to. So, you know, it is what it is. I am very much looking forward to the day where it's just me and Brian. And, you know, it can, I have to cook for 2 people, and then I have to figure that out, because if I'm not cooking for at least 10 people, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So, oh man, it's gonna be interesting when I am actually living a life without a deep freezer. That is gonna be the most interesting thing for me, is when I do not need to have one anymore. Oh, sorry, April. Didn't mean to just highlight you there. Oh man, I miss going to the commissary. I don't even know if like I could still go, because my dad was in the military, and like one of my kiddos was in the Navy. I need to look into that. But I don't even think we have one close to us anymore. And I don't know if the one in Forest Park yeah. I don't know if that one is still open anymore. So I'd have to check that out. But yes. But yes, I cannot I can't remember a time where I did not need a deep freezer, because, you know, so many people who I had to get rid of the beast though. I had this big beast of a deep freezer. I mean, I could literally fit like half a cow in it if I wanted to. That was a little much. I wish we had like a butcher like that. Like Kroger will do that with your meat, and maybe I should actually go make them do it. But yeah, yeah, I had a very interesting weekend, y'all. It was quite a lot going on. Like, I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight, because I just had a lot going on. Got a lot of kid hugs, so I was very happy about that. Oh man, Juju, the commissary. I mean, I remember going with my aunt as a kid, and she would, my mom would sit there and spend twice as much money as my aunt in the regular grocery store, and um, my aunt like was spending like a quarter of the money. It was like, man, that's nice. I was like, Mom, you need to get in on that. My last 2 weekends were weird, and I really think it was because there were no kids around. We just didn't have, anyone, like, there was nothing going on in the house, so it was just awkward. And, it being holidays and all. Next weekend's my birthday, so like I said, I'm gonna get annoying with that. I'm turning 44 this year. I am happy to be seeing 44 this year. So yeah, yeah. I do remember about them having their own like butchers in the commissary. Oh no, I gotta find my plug. My battery's running out. How did I forget to plug up the laptop? Oh no. Okay. Sorry if there's weird noises. I forgot to mute. Okay. Haha. Plugged in. Now I can talk for about 5 more minutes before she decides to shut down. Now, on the weekends, like, it's very weird the way my weekends work, because the kids are here. So they usually go to sleep anywhere between 8 and 10. They've got some really weird hours because their parents work, nights. So they're not on like the same schedule, except for the little one, the 5-year-old now. She's in kindergarten. I was about to say preschool. But no, she's in kindergarten this year. Um, so her sister is in high school, and they she essentially gets them to bed both at the same time every night. And then the baby is, on mom and dad's schedule, which is wonky. But yeah, so kids go to sleep. Usually I'll go to sleep with them, just because if I don't, then when I finally do get to sleep, they're gonna wake up. It's gonna be a thing. You don't want that happening. Then you have kids running around the house. No one's paying attention to them, and then you end up with like eggs cracked all over the floor. We don't want to talk about that. But um, so the last 2 weekends, I didn't go to sleep on a regular schedule, stayed up, whatever. And then the last 2 nights, I kind of got decent sleep. So when I got up early today, and then I've been up all day, and then we had all the stuff going on, and then me going outside and inside and doing all the stuff with the grill. I'm kind of tired now. I'm already in my jammies. I'm ready to get ready for bed. I'm going to sleep like a little baby tonight. Oh, dang, Grace. I'm sorry you're having to work OT this week. My sister is actually about to finally start her new job. She is officially no longer going to be the 911 dispatcher anymore, which is sad because, that's kind of a good connection to have right there. It's like, so could you tell me if this really happened? But, she has her limits. Yeah, so being back into a decent sleep schedule is going to be nice, because now that everything's kind of back in its whole regularly scheduled time frame, I'm going to sleep better again. So very happy about that. Yeah, I am very jealous of Juju's new jammies. I need a pair of those. I think we all need a pair of those. Like, we need to get Oprah in here, and you get some jammies and they get some jammies and everyone gets jammies, because a good pair of jammies is hard to find, y'all. Hard to find. All right, well, yes, let's talk about these jammies real quick, and then I'm gonna wrap everything up. If you drop the link for the jammy, Juju, drop the link for the jammies, and then I'll click on it and we'll talk about these jammies. Oh. I've got my Halloween gnomes on. I should have got some Christmas gnomes. Oh. Oh no. They're sold out. That's so sad. My favorite ones are the ones that are kind of like, the soft blankets, the little throw blankets they sell at Walmart. Um, I've got like a pair of those that have Harley Quinn all over them, and they're like so soft and furry, and I love those things to bits. And and then I have my Halloween gnome guys, and it's just like, it's kind of like the t-shirt material, but in pajama pants form. So there's like soft and fuzzy, but not as fuzzy as the blankety type ones. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up for tonight, and try to figure out something to talk about Wednesday. Um, but yeah, uh, tomorrow I have to go and pick up some stuff, because I'm gonna try to. I got something coming. It's gonna be fun, but once I get it filmed, I'll, obviously we'll watch it and talk about it and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go tonight. Grace and Mrs. C, y'all got the mental health chat going on this Tuesday, right? At 8 p.m., 7 p.m., 7 p.m. I will link that in the community tab too. And I do have a an Amazon birthday wish list, y'all. I'll be putting that in the description too. Just gonna keep sharing that. Just throwing that out there. No one has to buy me anything, please. It's just me being silly. But y'all have a great night, and I will talk to y'all Wednesday. And I'll be in the chat as Shenanigans on Tuesday. And yeah, y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all later. Bye.